Okay, all right, friends. So recording has been started. Today's topic is topic number 4, that is equality. And we are doing back to basics revision series where we'll be doing quick revision of equality topic. In the last class, we had discussed about justice, theories of justice, various theories of justice, and communitarian critique, and some other critiques as well. So before jumping into equality, let's do a quick revision of justice topic. So I request everybody to participate. We'll do random question and answer to random people. Okay. Okay. So my first question is to Dev sir. What is the concept of justice in the ancient Greece?
In ancient Greece, the concept of justice we can understand it by reference of Plato, who describes justice through his theory of knowledge, where through Socrates' theory of knowledge, where he classifies people on the basis of the characteristic possessed by person's soul, which is further classified into three: the courage based on his appetite. So this is broadly his idea on justice. Also, we can
Aristotle.
get reference from Aristotle's idea of justice, where he has slight modification from Plato's idea. His theory of justice can be summarized into a short proverb that equals should be treated equally. It is unjust to treat unequals equally, and it is equally unjust to treat unequals equally. Where he gives a more acceptable view of justice. Also, this view of justice can be seen in Indian Constitution, Article 1415, where we have the policy of affirmative action. This is accepted by Indian Constitution and is working majorly in many democratic nations. Okay.
ठीक है. अच्छा, I request everybody to keep your responses short and to the point directly. तो और कुछ व्यू पॉइंट्स है क्या प्लेटो और एरिस्टोटल के अलावा, या फिर somebody wants to add anything?
Social idea of justice was with respect to society and in the dimension of ethics. The idea of core idea of justice in the times of Greece was linked to the ethics in the society. मतलब इसने ethics का dimension को add नहीं किया था जो देव सर ने बोला शायद. I think so.
Individual level was absent क्योंकि वहां पे इंडिविजुअलिज्म की concept ही नहीं था. At that time the society was prior to man, state was prior to man. और कुछ है क्या इसमें? रॉल्स पे आने से पहले कुछ और थियरीज ऑफ जस्टिस है क्या, किसी को पता है? एंशिएंट मेडिवल टाइम्स में कुछ होगा तो?
Yes, in medieval time I would like to add Machiavelli. Oh, sorry, not fully medieval, but yes, on the footsteps of modernity, where he gives the realistic view of justice, where also he proposes that justice is the virtue of strong, and therefore he assumes his prince to be a strong guy.
Is also from sophist point of view, right? Sophist also held the same thing. वो देखते नहीं अपन प्लेटो के डायलेक्टिक्स में कि सोफिस्ट बोलते हैं कि जस्टिस इज इन द इंटरेस्ट ऑफ द स्ट्रांग.
Yes. Thrasymachus, I think.
Thrasymachus, correct. और कुछ है क्या जो प्रीवियस व्यूज है जस्टिस के मेडिवल एंशिएंट टाइम्स में कुछ भी?
Yes, from neoliberalism when we studied Hayek, so in that we studied that social justice is a mirage, he says, regarding neoliberalism. That is a weak.
जस्टिस इज अ मिराज ऐसा न्यूलिबरल का फिनोमेनन है, इसमें आई थिंक हायक, नॉजिक वगैरह वो लोग हैं. ठीक है.
Yes.
और कुछ है क्या जस्टिस के बारे में, किसी को याद आ रहा है? अच्छा, जस्टिस को इंट्रोड्यूस कैसे करोगे आप लोग? सब लोग बताओ, चलो वन पॉइंट ईच क्विकली. आर्किटेक्टोनिक प्रिंसिपल है from where all other principles can be derived.
First institution of society, necessity for well ordered society, core principle for a well ordered society.
फिर एक और है ना कुछ, तो अगर सोसाइटी जस्ट नहीं रहेगी तो फ्लैश ऑफ कार्ड्स की तरह गिर जाएगी, ऐसा कुछ था वो स्टेटमेंट। एक और आइडिया हम भूल गए शायद, प्लेटो के जो बुक है ना रिपब्लिक, उसका सबटाइटल है कंसर्निंग जस्टिस। एंड प्लेटो को किसी ने बोला था, बार्कर ने शायद, कि जस्टिस इज द हिंज ऑफ प्लेटोज थॉट एंड द टेक्स्ट ऑफ हिज डिस्कोर्स। इससे भी इंट्रोड्यूस कर सकते हैं। और कुछ है क्या? फाउंडेशनल फिलोसॉफी है, और कुछ एनीथिंग एल्स इन इंट्रो, या फिर
ऐसे भी कर
जल्दी
सकते हैं
जल्दी
कि
बोलो।
जस्टिस बहुत ही लाइक मल्टीपल एस्पेक्ट अपने आप में लिए हुए, लाइक मॉरल जस्टिस, सोशल जस्टिस, एंड देन मतलब डिफरेंट काइंड ऑफ जस्टिस हैं। तो इसलिए इसकी डेफिनेशन जो है वो विद रिस्पेक्ट टू टाइम चेंज होती रही है और ब्रॉडन होती रही है, ऐसे काइंड ऑफ।
करेक्ट करेक्ट करेक्ट। एक और पॉइंट हम ऐड कर सकते हैं जो आखिरी में होगा, कि इंडियन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में जस्टिस सोशल, इकोनॉमिक, पॉलिटिकल इनमें सर्च करा गया है, वो लास्ट में
इवन
आएगा
इधर
बात।
अगर स्टार्टिंग ही करना है तो ये जो उसका जो कॉन्सेप्ट है प्लेटो एंड एरिस्टोटल का, वो मोर लाइक धर्मा कॉन्सेप्ट से है। मतलब वहाँ जस्टिस इज मोर टुवर्ड्स द ड्यूटी, नॉट राइट, ऐसा। देन मॉडर्न अप्रोच बहुत ही डिफरेंट हो जाती है उससे।
करेक्ट करेक्ट करेक्ट। अच्छा, एक और पॉइंट याद आ रहा है मेरे को, कि देयर आर डिफरेंट स्कूल्स ऑफ थॉट। जैसे सोशलिस्ट मार्क्सिस्ट के लिए जस्टिस इज सिनोनिमस टू इक्वालिटी, वेयरएज फॉर लिबरल्स जस्टिस इज सिनोनिमस टू लिबर्टी। वो नहीं बोलते, आई थिंक हया के नॉजिक बोलते हैं ना कुछ, तो कि प्रोग्रेसिव टैक्सेशन इज लाइक बॉन्डेड लेबर। तो मतलब इट इज एन एग्रेशन ऑन द मैन्स पर्सनैलिटी इटसेल्फ। वी आर डूइंग अनजस्टिस बाय डूइंग टैक्सेशन। ठीक है,
नहीं,
विल कम बैक टू
एक्चुअली
रॉल्स। बोलो बोलो।
आई मीन इक्वालिटी तो उन्होंने भी बोला है, बट इक्वालिटी ऑफ अपॉर्चुनिटी पे ज्यादा फोकस किया rather देन इक्वालिटी ऑफ आउटकम पे। तो
चलो, विल कम बैक टू रॉल्स। अच्छा, बाय द वे, टू द न्यू पीपल हु हैव जॉइंड जस्ट नाउ, तो वी आर डूइंग बैक टू बेसिक सीरीज, जिसमें हम लोग जो भी सिलेबस के टॉपिक्स है, जैसे आज के लिए इक्वालिटी है, हम उसका क्विक रिवीजन करते हैं वाया टॉपर्स नोट्स या फिर शॉर्ट नोट्स। आई थिंक 3-4 लोग नए हैं, तो आई जस्ट क्विकली टेल यू गाइस द वे विल प्रोसीड इज की विल बी रीडिंग द की टेक्स्ट, जो आपके सामने टेक्स्ट पे दिख रहा है। विल बी रीडिंग थ्रू द कीवर्ड्स, एंड देन इफ यू हैव एनी वैल्यू एडिशन टू मेक, यू गाइस कैन मेक वैल्यू एडिशन। तो डिस्कशन करेंगे, कुछ अगर डाउट है तो क्लैरिफाई करेंगे एक दूसरे के, वैसे चलेगा। अभी हम लोग कर रहे हैं, कल टॉपिक हुआ था जस्टिस का, तो विल स्पेंड 10-15 मिनट्स ऑन द क्विक रिवीजन ऑफ दैट। ठीक है, रॉल्स थियरी बताओ, कौन बता रहा है? किंग इज किंग, प्लीज एक्सप्लेन रॉल्स थियरी शॉर्ट में, जो भी कीवर्ड्स याद आ रहा है आपको, बस कीवर्ड बता दो।
फिर जॉन रॉल्स इन्फ्लुएंस्ड होते हैं कांत से, क्योंकि वो ह्यूमन डिग्निटी को ज़्यादा फेवर करते हैं। और ये जॉन रॉल्स कहते हैं कि सोशल कॉन्ट्रैक्ट बनाओ, ताकि सोशल कॉन्ट्रैक्ट बनाने के लिए वो कहते हैं, लेकिन उनको फेमिनिस्ट क्रिटिसाइज करती है, क्योंकि कांत कहते हैं, सॉरी, रॉल्स कहते हैं कि सॉरी, आई एम नॉट एबल टू
अच्छा
एक्सप्रेस।
कोई नहीं, इट्स ओके इट्स ओके। सी, यू टोल्ड 2 पॉइंट्स कि इन्फ्लुएंसर्स कौन है उसमें। मेन कांत है पहला, ह्यूमन डिग्निटी के बारे में, दैट शोज कि वो कैटेगोरिकल इंपेरेटिव ट्रीट करते हैं उसको। फिर जॉन लॉक का इन्फ्लुएंस है, जो कि सोशल कॉन्ट्रैक्टेरियन बोलते हैं रॉल्स को अपन, तो इसीलिए अपन बोल देखते हैं ना कि रॉल्स इज कॉल्ड अ सोशल लिबरल। ठीक है, उनका एम क्या था या फिर थियरी क्या दिया उन्होंने जस्टिस का?
So I think he criticized utilitarian perspective of nature, whereby man
यस,
is reduced to utility. And he was John
करेक्ट
Rawls, as a social liberal, inspired by Immanuel Kant's idea of human dignity, has given justice as a fairness principle, whereby all people will be treated in three basic principles. So he
ठीक है,
gave
क्या प्रिंसिपल्स हैं?
the first was max equals liberty, then equality of opportunity, and third was difference principle, influenced by socialistic perspective, whereby weaks or the most marginalized are being benefited by the progressive policies of state.
करेक्ट
It was
करेक्ट।
necessary in order to establish a well-ordered society, and this was done through two basic ideas. One was original position, and third was thought experiment of wheel of ignorance.
सही है। ओरिजिनल पोजीशन क्या है? वीरेंद्र, सोनल?
ओरिजिनल पोजीशन में इन्होंने एक एब्स्ट्रैक्ट कंडीशन बताई है कि जितने भी ह्यूमंस सेलेक्ट किए गए हैं जिसमें एंटायर फैमिली नहीं है, तो जनरली इट वाज कि जो फैमिली का लीडर है, तभी इसको फेमिनिस्ट लोग क्रिटिसाइज भी करते हैं कि इसने सब विमेन को स्पेशली नहीं लिया है। तो जो हेड ऑफ द फैमिलीज हैं, दे आर वेयरिंग अ वेल ऑफ इग्नोरेंस, जिसके अंदर दे आर म्यूचुअली डिसइंटरेस्टेड बट दे आर रैशनल पीपल। सो
करेक्ट, रैशनल नेगोशिएटर्स है।
हाँ, and they thus after wearing that veil of ignorance, or behind that veil of ignorance, they enter a state of original position, which is an abstract concept, just like state of nature given by other scholars. So in that original position, they are mutually disinterested, and
Correct.
they are rationally, they try to come to some conclusion so that just principles can be derived on, and they analyze
ठीक है,
both
तो वो
analyze it on the basis of Max-Min principle, so that they take both the sides of the most powerful person in the society and also the marginalized.
And
क्विकली जो बचा है बोल देता हूँ। हाँ, गो अहेड।
Rawls calls his theory as deontological. That is, he treats every human being as an end in himself and not as an end to others, mean to end of others.
करेक्ट। ठीक है, अपन ने प्रिंसिपल देख लिए, व्हील ऑफ इग्नोरेंस देखा। ओरिजिनल पोजीशन में उनका मेन एम था कि डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन ऑफ प्राइमरी गुड्स कैसे करना है एंड व्हाट विल बी द प्रिंसिपल्स। तो उसने किसी ने भी मैक्सिमम प्रिंसिपल बोला, इट मींस कि एवरीवन वांट्स टू मैक्सिमाइज एडवांटेजेस एंड मिनिमाइज डिसएडवांटेजेस। ठीक है, उनके जो इंपॉर्टेंस ऑफ सोसाइटी के बारे में, जस्टिस के बारे में कुछ लाइन्स है, किसी को याद आ रही है क्या? मैं पढ़ लेता हूँ। एनी लॉ और इंस्टीट्यूशन
Justice is the first virtue of the social institutions.
Truth is to the system of thought. ठीक है, एक और है उनका कि एनी लॉ और इंस्टीट्यूशन howsoever efficient it must be abolished if it is unjust. एक और है बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, इन जस्ट सोसाइटीज rights and liberties are settled principles and they are not open for political bargaining. रॉल्स अपनी थियरी को प्रोसीजरल थियरी ऑफ जस्टिस बोलते हैं। इसको कौन क्रिटिसाइज करेगा बाद में? टू मच प्रोसीजर्स बोल के
अमर्त्य सेन।
करेक्ट, अमर्त्य सेन करते हैं। ठीक है, और कोई बचा है कि इसमें? यार देख लो, बुक के नाम नहीं बताया किसी ने।
Theory of Justice as Fairness in 1971, Political Liberalism in 1993, Laws of People in response to the cosmopolitan scholar called as Thomas Poggi and Charles Beach. And he gave the book in Laws of People in 1993, whereby he restricted the concept of justice to the territorial boundaries of nation states and within a nation state itself. So there were 3 books written by John Rawls, and he's criticized by broadly everybody: Marxists, feminists, neoliberals, social liberals, everybody. सबने criticize किया, but he's remained central to the architectonic principle of justice.
करेक्ट, इसमें काफी अच्छा लाइन है कि Rawls wanted to create a grand, perfect and most rational theory of justice which would be universally applicable everywhere, but in reality or in practice it was criticized by almost all the schools of thought. तो इसमें अपन देखेंगे फेमिनिस्ट है, मार्क्सिस्ट है, सोशल लिबरल्स है, एंड लिबर्टेरियंस, न्यू लिबरल्स का भी है, एंड एक और कम्युनिटेरियंस का है। आई जस्ट क्विकली स्कॉलर बताता हूँ फेमिनिस्ट वाले। सुजैन मोलर ओकिन, वो पर्सनली पॉलिटिक्स के बारे में बोलती है। फिर कैरोल पिटमैन, बुक है सेक्सुअल कॉन्ट्रैक्ट, वहां पे हेड ऑफ स्टेट को सिर्फ मेल को बुलाया, ऐसे बोलती है। कैरोल गिलिगन, बुक है इथिक्स ऑफ केयर, तो उसमें बोलती है कि मेन टॉक अबाउट जस्टिस, राइट्स, लिबर्टी एंड वुमेन टॉक अबाउट रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी, ड्यूटी एंड केयर। मार्क्सिस्ट क्रिटिसाइज करते हैं क्योंकि वल्गर डिफेंस ऑफ इनइक्वालिटीज है। न्यू लिबरल्स क्रिटिसाइज करते हैं, जैसे मैंने बताया, प्रोग्रेसिव टैक्सेशन लाइक बॉन्डेड लेबर एंड एग्रेशन ऑन मैन्स पर्सनैलिटी एंड मिनिमल स्टेट की बात करते हैं वो। फिर हायक बोलता है प्रोग्रेसिव टैक्सेशन द रोड टू सर्वडम। सोशल लिबरल्स का क्रिटिसिज्म बताया, अमर्त्य सेन का देखा था अपन ने कि टू मच प्रोसीजर्स है, टू मच डिपेंडेंस ऑन प्रोसीजर्स। ही इज आल्सो अगेंस्ट रैशनल चॉइस, ठीक है, क्योंकि रैशनल चॉइस कभी नहीं होता है, सोशल चॉइस होता है हमेशा, रियल पर्सन इन रियल कंडीशन, एब्स्ट्रैक्ट इंडिविजुअल्स का नहीं करना चाहिए अपने को। फिर ही आल्सो क्रिटिसाइज रॉल्सियन यूनिवर्सलिज्म, cannot have one formula for all. डॉर्किन का देखा था अपन ने कि रॉल्स इज इन थिक व्हील ऑफ इग्नोरेंस, डॉर्किन सजेस्ट कि थिन व्हील ऑफ इग्नोरेंस होना चाहिए, तो इसके लिए उसको स्टेट ऑफ इग्नोरेंस बोलते हैं। ठीक है, कम्युनिटेरियन क्रिटिक बताओ चलो मेरे को जल्दी। Somebody please summarize. हाँ, बोलो बोलो।
There are two communitarian scholars who have criticized Rawls' theory of justice. One is Michael Sandels in his book Limits of Justice, and the other is Michael Volzer in his book Sphere of Justice. So the basic argument of communitarians is that a man's concept is on basis of two principles. With that is, first is man's concept of self, and second is man's concept of community. Communitarians held that the man is an embedded self. He's a situated self, whereby he cannot be de-linked or de-hyphenated from his conception of community. The idea of justice or the idea of principle can only be founded on the principle of community to which he belongs to. So Michael Sandel in his book Limits of Justice argues that person's meaning has to be looked from the perspective of one's society. And I think this is one only thing that I remember. Apart from that, Michael Volzer tha, he criticized, I think, universalistic approach of Rawls' theory of justice, and he gave some concept of different. For example, different people in different circumstances argue for different concept of justice for different goals, and ऐसे ऐसे करके कुछ लंबी चौड़ी कहानी ऐसा कुछ है. There's something like that. I mean, okay, different goods ought to be distributed differently for different reasons by different agents. All these differences arise from different understanding, which is an inevitable product of different pathways. I think cannot read this. So I know only these two criticisms.
I'd like to add that communitarian critic of Rawls is specifically asked by UPSC in the syllabus, so it is important topic. So it is generally against the grand theory of John Rawls, who gives an overarching theory. So communitarians' main argument is that you have lacked the view of community and declared and gave your own overarching theory. So their argument is based on these lines. So two main scholars, Sandel and Volzer, both Michael, so where they gave the communitarian perspective to it. Also, in response of that, Political Liberalism is a book written by John Rawls. He corrects his grand theory and calls for accommodation. The main principle of this is overarching consensus, where you can't have a social consensus on social issues, but can have consensus on political issues. So this is his response.
Can you hear me?
यस सर.
पढ़ लीजिए सर, आगे चलते हैं, इक्वालिटी स्टार्ट करते हैं.
सर ये जो नोट्स हम लोग यूज कर रहे हैं, ये कौन से टॉपर के हैं?
सर के है, ये मॉडिफाइड फॉर्म है, तो क्या बोलते हैं?
ओके.
Should I start?
स्टार्ट कर लीजिए.
ठीक. डॉर्किन इक्वलिटी को सोवरेन वर्च्यू बोलते हैं. उन्होंने किताब ही लिखा है सोवरेन वर्च्यू. It means it is the most important value. आज जो वीडियो देख रहे थे इसमें बोल रहे थे कि इक्वालिटी इज इन इटसेल्फ ए वैल्यू और इट इटसेल्फ हैज मीनिंग. इट डज नॉट require any other justification for its presence like justice requires. ठीक है, डायनेमिक है, कॉन्टेस्टेड है, इवॉल्विंग है, सेंट्रल कंसर्न ऑफ पॉलिटिकल साइंस है, ये सब में जाएगा, इसमें भी जाएगा. लिंक टू ह्यूमन डिग्निटी है. इवोल्यूशन ऑफ ह्यूमन सोसाइटी इज द स्टोरी ऑफ इवोल्यूशन ऑफ अंडरस्टैंडिंग इक्वलिटी इन डीपर फॉर्म रहा है शुरू से ही कि इक्वलिटी कैसे, समानता कैसे. तो ठीक है, अरिस्टोटल का भी था. तो उस टाइम अरिस्टोटल प्लेटो जस्टिफाई कर देते हैं इनइक्वलिटी को बाय टेलिंग दैट इट इज नेचुरल एंड डिजायरेबल एज वेल. प्लेटो हैज इवन गिवन इलैबोरेटेड एंड कॉन्शियस डिजाइन ऑफ डिफरेंशिएटिंग द मैन्स क्वालिटीज. Aristotle also justifies slavery. So they are actually justifying inequality for this purpose or that purpose. So what does happen in real life when we address one form of equality, another form of inequality emerges. Like if we address a political equality, then might economic equality might emerge. If we address economic inequality, then might social equality or inequality or political inequality may emerge. So what are the types of equality? So according to Aristotle, it was proportionate equality should have been there. It should have been based on merit. Liberals goes for equality of opportunity, means initial level playing field. Utilitarian goes for equality of pleasure. Here welfare doesn't mean Jan Kalyan, yeah, public welfare Jan Kalyan. Here welfare means pleasure ही. That is synonymous with each other with respect to utilitarian's idea. According to socialist or Marxist, means equality of outcomes are desirable. Equality of resources, which is also known as resource egalitarians, like Rawls and Dworkin. But Dworkin has better, is far ahead than Rawls, which we shall study later. Amartya Sen goes for equality of capability to achieve the functioning. We shall study later. Feminist tells there should be gender equality. ठीक है. There is also talk about moral equality, legal equality, means equality before law, whatever it is. So as usual, we shall first analyze the equality as given in liberal ideas. So what is it? Yeah, equality is under threat in liberalism because of liberty of few, because few dominates in this sphere or that sphere. Isaiah Berlin in his book I don't know the name of his book. Isaiah Berlin has considered that it is the core of liberalism is equality, but how is it so? I don't know. Liberty is hollow in the absence of equality, Berlin tells. How is it so? Can anybody make it clear? मैंने इसे बर्लिन खोजा था, उसमें ये चीज़ मेरे से एड्रेस नहीं हो पाया. या बोलूँगा कि यदि इक्वलिटी नहीं है तो फिर लिबर्टी कहाँ से आएगा? जो ऑपरेस्ड है वो ऑपरेस्ड ही रह जाएगा.
एक्चुअली इनका खुद का कॉन्सेप्ट ये काफी कंफ्यूजिंग सा है. आई मीन स्टार्टिंग में ये थोड़ा ठीक ठाक बोलते हैं कि अगर सबको इक्वलिटी होगी तभी वो अपनी लिबर्टी को मतलब एक्चुअल में कह सकते हैं, मतलब उसे एंजॉय कर पाएंगे. बट वो लेटर काफी कंफ्यूज काइंड ऑफ है, तो मुझे भी स्टार्टिंग ही समझ में आया था. ओके, फिर भी ज्यादा हुआ तो यूज मेमोराइज करके यूज कर देंगे, लिखा तो सही हुआ. ठीक है.
अच्छा, एक चीज बाय द वे, मतलब इजाया बर्लिन का शायद वैल्यू प्लूरलिज्म जो भी कंसेप्ट है, किसी को आता हो तो समराइज कर दो ना प्लीज.
सर ये ओपी का के बुक में. हाँ
ठीक है, मैं बोलूं क्या?
हाँ बोलिए
जी. तो ये इजाया बर्लिन जो रॉल्स का ग्लोबल जस्टिस पे बुक आया था, उसके काउंटर में एक आर्गुमेंट देते हैं. वो कहते हैं वैल्यू प्लूरलिज्म की. तो ये वैल्यू प्लूरलिज्म जो है ये मेटा एथिक्स के तर्ज पे आता है. मतलब कि बेसिस ऑफ ओरिजिन्स ऑफ नॉर्म्स के ओरिजिन को समझ रहे हैं. तो रॉल्स का जो लेक्सिकन ऑर्डर था उसको क्रिटिसाइज करते हुए ये बोल रहे हैं कि ये वैल्यू जो है वो एक वन सेंट्रिक या मोनोइस्टिक नहीं होना चाहिए. वैल्यू वैल्यू जो है वो उसको मोनोस्टिक ना मान के प्लूरलिस्टिक माने कि सारी अलग होगी, कि ये बोलते हैं कि पर्सपेक्टिव है अगर एक नन का और एक हाउस वाइफ का, तो दोनों का पर्सपेक्टिव अलग होगा, एक किसी वैल्यू को डिनोमिनेटर मान के सबसे डिवाइड ना करे। ये उसका मेन आर्ग्यूमेंट है बंदे का।
हाँ, वो भी बोलते हैं वैल्यूज आर द क्रिएशंस ऑफ मैनकाइंड, it is not the product of nature which have to be discovered only. So since it is creations of mankind, so there have to be different values, which you gave the example of none and other one. So they have to respect it, they have to valued. Pluralism has to be there.
Now none and housewife, sir.
Yeah, none and housewife. Yeah, thank you. Isaiah Berlin's book's name is Two Concepts of Liberty, in which he gives negative and positive. Negative based on the horse idea, and positive he uses positive idea of liberty as capacity. Now, with respect to social liberal perspective of equality is there. So these ideas are also used in theory of justice or theory of equality. Theory of justice almost are intermingled here and there like things. Dworkin's calls resource egalitarian, along with John Rawls. He goes for equality of resources. He tells that equality is sovereign virtue. He is also liberal egalitarian. Every person is entitled to equal concern and respect. He criticizes utilitarians by telling that utilitarians are neither reasonable nor just, because if we go by judging the pleasure, so he gives the example of two sons. One is having rich taste, like in BMW, and another is living simple life. They enjoy simple life. So we can't. That is not reasonable one. Everyone's pleasure can't be calculated, or so it is not reasonable. I think Bentham had given the philosophic calculus method to calculate his pleasure as well, whatever it is. He criticized libertarians like Nozick that people should be held responsible for choices they make. But Dworkin will tell that should be under the chosen and unchosen circumstances. I mean, if they are people should be held responsible for choices they make in chosen circumstances. In unchosen circumstances where they don't have the capacity or power to change the system, and in that system, if he means what is there? Let me tell it again. If he is making choices, so those choices must be compensated. Otherwise, giving the idea of brute luck, etc. We shall see it. Sumner tells drunkard in gutter where he ought to be. Dworkin, but only for the choices at the free will. If he is freely or in conscious manner he is taking choices, then that should be held responsible for those choices. Others should not be held responsible for the choices in unchosen circumstances. Natural endowments of intelligence and talent are morally arbitrary. Means people are born with intelligence, some are retarded, some are talented, some are disabled. So they are like arbitrary. They are morally, we can't say that morally immoral, but they are arbitrary. They don't know. These endowments are from the nature. So initial distribution of resources has to be fair. Which test of fair can be tested by Envy test. Means no one should be envious of others' standing. He gave the example of clamshells distribution in an island. So I think it should be clear. So there he gives two methods of auctions: ambition-sensitive auctions, endowment-sensitive auctions. So ambition-sensitive auction means whatever one has ambition to achieve, so it should also satisfy their need. That will be nearest to the liberty. Second one is the endowment sensitive auctions, means whatever God has offered to that person, so that is kind of endowment, a natural condition out of their free will, so that should be compensated, and that leads to equality. And later we apply Envy test, means no one should be envious of others' standing. He also goes for insurance pool, that is extra clamshells to the disadvantaged. in the initial resource allocation. I think I have messed up with the endowment section method. In endowment section method, he suggests to give extra clamshells to those who suffer from brute luck. Yeah, this corresponds to Rawls' difference principle. I also tells that need to compensate only once, not at the later stage, because that will be under that will be his choices. But in initial condition, that is not his choices. Where are they? He also gives the efficiency test concept. Rather, efficiency test concept was given by Pareto. He is socialist thinker in sociology. He had told that so means exactly this is like this. Pareto's efficiency test tells that distribution is fair where nobody wants to change his possession. Means NV test is also there, corroborating the same fact. In such situation, if there is any change in the distribution, it cannot happen without affecting someone adversely. Means it means whatever has been the distribution, it is just, it is fair. If we are taking from somebody or giving to someone, it must be effective. It must be like a zero sum game. Win means lose for someone. ठीक है. और एक ऑप्शन जो है डॉर्किन का वो थीन व्हील ऑफ इग्नोरेंस में है. पीपुल नो सेल्फ क्लैम सेल्फ में व्हाट डू दे हैव इन इनिशियल कंडीशंस बट दे डोंट नो अबाउट अदर्स. तो बट व्हाट वी ऑब्जर्व इन जॉन रोल्स दैट कि दे डोंट नो अबाउट देमसेल्फ, दे आल्सो डोंट नो अबाउट अदर्स. So that was kind of thick veil of ignorance. Dworkin goes for thin veil of ignorance. He also compensates luck, so he is also called at luck egalitarianism. Sorry. He compensates brute luck where man has no choice. So he compensates by endowment sensitive action method. There is option luck, man has choice, so he will not compensate that. When man go for ambition sensitive auction, don't compensate for loss. Ambition sensitive auction means giving every person's freedom to determine what he wants to do in his life. Means maximum equal liberty and equality of opportunity. So we see all the three principles of justice of Rawls in Dworkin. Means in endowment sensitive method auction, it is a difference principle, and in ambition sensitive auction, it is a maximum equal liberty plus equality of opportunity. But here we won't compensate. In his essay Do Values Conflict, he gave the concept of a hedgehog's approach. He tells that hedgehog sees the things from single perspective, and he also gives the example of fox approach. Means he sees the things from different perspective. I was knowing that much only. Liberty and equality do not conflict. Criticize Isaiah Berlin liberty as flat. Who is it? Yeah. Isaiah Berlin's liberty as flat. Liberty is only liberty to whatever we wish, so long as we do not infringe upon the rights of others. Can anybody make it clear if these three lines?
They are just extending the area of liberty, saying that the liberty is until liberty. It has only restriction when someone is infringes right of others. Only that case liberty can be restricted. In all other cases, there is liberty.
It means it comes near to J.S. Mill's other regarding actions, self-regarding, other regarding type things.
Right. Yes, it is.
Okay. Now coming to Amartya Sen, the next social liberal. He goes for equality of capability instead of equality of resources. We see that John Rawls had also gone for the equality of resources through thick veil of ignorance. But John Locke, I was telling John Rawls. But Rawls had ignored the luck factor. But Dworkin had taken the luck factor into consideration, so he is a stronger proponent of the equality of resources. Amartya Sen goes for equality of capability. He also applies the functional approach, means functioning we shall study. A social choice approach means he told that there should not be rational choice of roles, but it should be social choice in real situation. Contract should not, social contract should not be in the abstract conditions, but it should be situated in the society, in realistic manner. He gives the multi-dimensional view of human development as well, and it's not just the economic dimension of the capability. So he will go for society capability in society, social, religious, gender, whatever it is there, political dimensions. Freedom is not absence of constraints, but presence of capability. So Hobbes' idea or Berlin's idea of negative liberty, freedom is not absence of constraints, but presence of capability. What are capability? Capability relate to external impediments versus internal impediments. Yeah, that's it. Differences in capabilities and functioning is there. So what is functioning according to him? Or rather, let me tell what is capability. Capability is the ability to get the things done, or ability to get to do the things. And functioning is a technical term used by Amartya Sen, where he says that it is a state of well-being, for which, it is a state of well-being, and it is the doing the things which we value. Means fasting is functioning, and hunger is the deprivation.
Here in my notes it's written like that: functionality is a state of realization of well-being, and capacity is to transfer from something into functionality, actually.
Okay. So means capacity is the method to achieve functioning.
Yes, it is right.
Okay. He also defines the development as freedom. So in the idea of democracy, in the theory of equality, in the theory of justice, we apply the development as freedom. It was actually a book written by him. Sen is equality of capability, means ends is the functioning, or means or approach is the equality of capability. So through the approach of equality of capability, we will achieve functioning, which will be that it will be a state of well-being. Means in that state we will be able to do which we cherish, which we value. Socio-economic cost census 2011 used capability approach by enumerating 7 deprivations. Economic, social, whatever it is. A capability is the ability or potential to do or be something, more technically to achieve a certain functioning. Yeah, that's it. There are 4 functionings: well-being freedom, well-being achievement, agency freedom, and agency achievement. What are they? Okay. Now, commentary and concept of equality. Michael Sandel, in his 2020 book Tyranny of Merit, tells that it has become dangerous time for democracy. Now is the age of winners and losers. Odds are stacked in favor of the already fortunate. Social mobility has been stalled, and inequality is entrenching itself. It has become a lie that you can make it if you try. So consequences of these things are like as anger, frustration, populist protest, Brexit, election of Donald Trump, like things. So it is a time to rethink about the attitude towards success and failure. He also tells that hubris, meritocracy generates among the winners, and the harsh judgment it imposes on those left behind. There is a role of luck in human affairs. He also goes for the recognizing the idea of luck. So there is need of ethics of humility, politics of the common good. So we need civic virtue for those things. Michael Walzer give the with a idea of complex equality in his book Spheres of Justice. Different societies have different conception of justice. Even in the same society, cultural, political, economic spheres have different principles of justice. He tells that no one size fits all formula is there. He gives blocked exchange, means power in one sphere, means say in economy should not be used to gain undue advantage in second sphere, that is political or something else. But in real situation this only happens. I think economy is the base of the power in every kind of sphere, even at the international level. Inequalities should not overlap and reinforce one another in different spheres. But it is happening. Inequality in economic sphere is overlapping and reinforcing the inequality in political sphere, social sphere like thing. Michael Sandel tells in his book Democracy, Discontent, Public Philosophy, What Money Can't Buy, The Moral Limits of Market, Justice. He also written the book named Justice, What is the Right Thing to Do, Tyranny of Merit. Man is situated self, embedded self, his prioritization of the good over the right. So being commentarians, he tells these things again. Okay. There is a, I think it is done with respect to basic concepts. Okay, so let me complete, then we shall discuss again things. There is a question, a relationship between equality, liberty and freedom. I think we had discussed yesterday. Liberal means classical or neoliberals like Milton Friedman or Nozick, whatever it is, they compromise equality for the sake of liberty, and Marxists compromise liberty for the sake of equality, but using the term freedom. But social liberals, Amartya Sen, Dworkin, John Rawls try to strike a balance between those ideas. And John Rawls had given the concept of three principles in which he gives both idea like liberal points of view and the socialist point of view. So both are complementary to each other. In Indian Constitution, we also observe a fine balance of those things: socialist value and liberal value of equality. With respect to IP in Indian thinkers, Gandhi, Ambedkar goes for equality. Gandhi also went for the equality, equal value of the works. Ambedkar goes for equality in social sense. He also goes for trinity of equality, fraternity, and liberty. So he is also striking a balance between those ideas. Indian Constitution in preamble, justice, liberty, equality, fraternity. With respect to equality of opportunity is there, human dignity is there. Article 14 to 18 is equality, RRCSP, race, religion, caste, sex, and place of birth. DPSP, socio-economic and equality. There is a short notes on affirmative actions which appears as question and which appears in UPSC. Yeah, it is also there in syllabus.
Please repeat Gandhi's idea.
Gandhi's idea of equality.
Yes.
He was a spiritual, na? He tells that every individual is equal in his own sense. Means he's like using the moral force to equalize the people. Means no one should be subservient to anybody else. And he had also subscribed to many views like Swaraj, means and ends, 7 sins. So these were the tools to achieve those means equality. Or I think, according to my knowledge, whatever it is, according to Ambedkar, he went for the social equality in primary sense, but he also went for the balancing for liberty, equality, and fraternity.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Affirmative actions, it is a positive intervention by a state. Example is reservation or quota, which is one of the strongest form of affirmative action for community as a whole, but it is not for individuals.
Before going forward, there is a statement of Ambedkar like that. I'm not exactly remember what statement it is, but it is like that: without social and economical equality, the only political equality is going to fail. And that statement was in the last meeting of Constitution Assembly.
मैं बोलता हूँ
Please.
Social democracy, a political democracy will not last if it does not have the economic and social democracy at its base.
Yeah.
It was not democracy. I think it was equality, no?
Or the same thing, na? Democracy, equality is a overlapping kind of thing, meaning. Here it is also written that equality, with respect to equality may be a fiction, but nonetheless one must accept it as governing principle.
Who is thinker?
Bhimrao Ambedkar. ठीक है, may be fiction, but nonetheless we have to accept it as governing principle. It should be there as governing principle. Okay. Affirmative actions, so positive intervention by state, strongest form of means we find the strongest means like a reservation or quota system in India. For it is applied for a community, which not for individuals. Here we observe the application of Rawls principles of difference principle, where inequality is just only if it benefits the least advantage. ये मिसस्पेल्ड हो रखा है. यहाँ पर एडवांटेज होना चाहिए ना. Yeah, because merit is not foolproof, no level playing field is there. Michael Sandel also has observed that there is tyranny of merit and hubris winners, so wala statement. There has been historical injustice, so whenever we write the answer affirmative actions, so we have to see the historical injustice cannot come at par on their own, so the oppressed people cannot come at par on their own, so state have to intervene, so they need external support or catalyst. Reservation is group based, constitutionally provided. It is different from preferential treaty, where reservation is for dominant communities. By giving we can example of Jats, Haryana, Maratha, and Maharashtra, etc. For historical reasons, Ramchandra Guha tells that debates on reservation generate more heat than light. ठीक है. फिर सुप्रीम कोर्ट नेगेटिव्स इसके देखते हैं, ये पॉजिटिव है. इसमें एक एग्जांपल और जाता है ब्लैक्स इन यूएसए. नेगेटिव हिस्टोरिकल इंजस्टिस में नेगेटिव्स में देखते हैं कि इट कॉम्प्रोमाइजेज विद मेरिट. इन इंदिरा साहनी केस सुप्रीम कोर्ट टेल्स दैट इफ इट विल गो इफ द रिजर्वेशन क्रॉसेस 50% लिमिट, देन इट विल बिकम लाइक रिवर्स डिस्क्रिमिनेशन. ठीक है. Just enabling policies should be there only for limited time. Even Bhimrao Ambedkar had told that it should be there for 10 years, but it has continued because of political compulsions. Indian system of reservation, class within caste has been there. We can see this. So for that, subcategorization of OBC has become issue. Even there is a clamor for bringing creamy layer concept in scheduled caste, given in Ram Singh case by Supreme Court. ठीक है. Government should also address other forms of inequalities, discriminations. Example of transgender. I think transgender has been included in OBC. That's that. Luck egalitarianism as a concept. So Dworkin was luck egalitarian. Even he had factored the luck into his theory. It is a school of thought for distributive justice, where the things have to be distributed in a just manner or equal manner or equitable manner, whatever it just. Rawls argued once natural talents or circumstances are morally arbitrary. Means that is arbitrary, but it is morally. We can't judge whether it is wrong or because that is natural offer. So they have been determined by natural lottery rather than one's own choices. This concern influenced later egalitarian theories of justice, for which Dworkin's theory of equality of resources is considered to be the first with clearly luck egalitarian features, although he rejected the label himself. Following Dworkin, Richard Arneson's equality of opportunity for welfare theory. I'm unable to find it out. Gerald Cohen's equal access to advantage theory means advantages have to be equally accessible for everyone, where two of the most prominent early luck egalitarian theory, global luck egalitarianism, is north-south divide. What is this? If anybody can make it clear.
इगैलिटेरियनिज्म एट द ग्लोबल लेवल, मतलब कि अलग अलग कंट्रीज में भी इगैलिटेरियन होना चाहिए, डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन ऑफ जो होता है ना रिसोर्सेज का, वो वहां पे भी इक्वली होना चाहिए। वो अलग एक स्कूल ऑफ थॉट है, इसी का सब पार्ट आएगा।
और ये जो एग्जांपल था प्रेफरेंशियल पॉलिसी, जिसमें जाट का एग्जांपल दे रहे थे मराठा का, बेटर की गिव द एग्जांपल ऑफ सिंहलीज, प्रेफरेंस फॉर सिंहलीज इन श्रीलंका। Rawls had also given the idea of democratic equality. Means libertarians and utilitarians goes for liberty. Their equality or liberty is not democratic. But Rawls' idea of three principles of justice, which are in lexical form, are both democratic in nature because it gives equality of opportunity as well as it applies the difference principle for least advantage. And he also goes for the equality in the form of equality of opportunity, maximum equal liberty. So there is also concept of equality, and by applying difference principle, we can achieve equality as well. So it is democratic in nature. Even democratic equality is reflected in Dworkin's idea, where he is ambition sensitive auctions and endowment sensitive auctions. Democratic and equality both combinedly are also reflected in Amartya Sen's idea, where development as freedom means interdependence between democracy and development. That is itself a democratic equality.
वीडियो में जो भी पढ़ा था याद आ रहा है, कुछ डिस्कस कर लेते हो?
इसी में
था ना, उसमें भी
इक्वालिटी फिर वो दूसरे कॉन्सेप्ट पे आ जाते हैं ना, लीगल इक्वालिटी और फिर सोशल इक्वालिटी। जैसे आर्टिकल 14 है हमारा इक्वल प्रोटेक्शन ऑफ लॉ, तो वो लीगल इक्वालिटी में आ जाता है। और इकोनॉमी इक्वालिटी आ जाता है हमारा प्रोग्रेसिव टैक्सेशन। मतलब जस्ट अगर हमें कभी करंट अफेयर से मतलब रेलेवेंस से अगर रिलेट करना हो तो ये सब ऐड कर सकते हैं।
There is also comparison between Rawls and Dworkin and Dworkin and Amartya Sen. So with respect to comparison between Rawls and Dworkin, we find that both are social liberals, even Amartya Sen is social liberals. Dworkin develops on Rawls' theory. Rawls has given idea of compensating the disadvantage in difference principle, but Dworkin aims to specify the measures which should be taken in favor of disadvantage, like endowment sensitive method, ambition sensitive, endowment sensitive method, means insurance, system of insurance, and passing of the envy test. The major difference is that Dworkin has not supported the view of putting people behind the thick veil of ignorance, rather than thin veil of ignorance. That is the difference. Yeah. Comparison between Dworkin and Amartya Sen, again both are social liberal and both develop on theory of Rawls. So reference point in theory of justice in modern contemporary means contemporary political philosophy वो Rawls ही रहेंगे, just like Plato हो गए. However, Amartya Sen suggests to make people equal not just in resources, which Dworkin goes for, but in capabilities. In the Dworkin, the focus is on means, and Amartya Sen, the focus is on ends, means functionings. और Dworkin में क्या है, मीन्स तरीका पे फोकस करे कैसे कैसे करना है. Amartya Sen's theory of equality can be linked to his theory of justice, which is based on idea of minimizing sufferings given by Gautam Buddha. Emphasizing on the state of well-being means end. That should be functioning, achievement of achieving the functioning. On realization-based approach means reality should be there. That's it. So there might be another query that why does Amartya Sen not go for equal income? So even if they are provided with equal income, so capability to convert those income into functionings are different. So we have to make them equal in capability itself. इनकम में दे देंगे तो भी जरूरी नहीं है कि सबका इंड सेम हो, तो इनका भी आई थिंक डिफाइनिंग आइडिया है, मतलब पैराडिग्मिक आइडिया है कि इन्होंने जो बोला कैपेबिलिटी को टू यूटिलाइज द रिसोर्सेज ही बढ़ाना है, सो दैट विल बिकम दैट मीन्स टू अचीव फंक्शनिंग्स विच इज कैपेबिलिटी द इंड स्टेट. ठीक है.
मैं जब सर के नोट्स देख रहा था ना, सर के जो लेक्चर देख रहा था, उसमें शायद उन्होंने बोला था कि इवन इन एंशिएंट टाइम्स आल्सो देयर वाज कांसेप्ट ऑफ इक्वालिटी. मतलब वो प्लेटो अरिस्टोटल में नहीं दिखता अपने को, बट देयर आर सम स्कॉलर्स लाइक सिसिरो एंड सिनिका, उन्होंने इक्वालिटी कांसेप्ट दिया था उसी टाइम पे, पर ज्यादा प्रोमिनेंट नहीं था.
हाँ, वो यदि आंसर में लिख सकते हैं. एक्चुअली ना हमारे सिलेबस में नहीं है सिसरो, इसलिए वो आ नहीं रहे होंगे, अदरवाइज रहते तो आ जाते खुल के.
नहीं, इक्वालिटी तो सिलेबस में है, तो फिर
नहीं सिसरो थोड़ा भागते भागते बोल दिए होंगे, शायद ऐसा होगा, लेकिन है तो है, इसीलिए थोड़ा. हाँ, लेकिन है तो है, वो लिखेंगे तो सही रहेगा.
मेडिवल टाइम्स में
कुछ बताया था. हाँ,
in my notes it is written that equality is a modern concept.
सेंट्रल बन गया है मॉडर्न कंसेप्ट में, सेंट्रल थीम हो गया पॉलिटिकल फिलोसफी. एक्चुअली प्लेटो वाज फोकसिंग ऑन जस्ट सोसाइटी, जस्टिस, जस्ट स्टेट. ही वाज नॉट फोकसिंग ऑन ब्रिंगिंग इक्वलिटी. सो मैंने भागते भागते उनको यूज कर दिया एज ए मीन्स, बट इन मॉडर्न फिलोसफी, पॉलिटिकल फिलोसफी क्या होगा ना कि इट हैज बिकम सेंट्रल कंसर्न ऑफ द पॉलिटिकल थिंकर्स. वो हमारे कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल मोरालिटी या वैल्यूज जो भी है वो हम लोग भी ना इंडस वैली से खींच के लाते हैं, अशोका, मौर्य, वेलफेयर स्टेट वहां से लेके आ जाते हैं, कौटिल्य से. तो ठीक है.
और अगर इक्वालिटी के थोड़ा बहुत मॉडर्न टाइम्स में अगर किसी ने चालू करा इक्वालिटी, तो वी कैन गिव इट टू हॉब्स, क्योंकि हॉब्स वाज द फर्स्ट वन जो मेजर मॉडर्न थिंकर है जिन्होंने इक्वालिटी एस्टेब्लिश करी थी सभी लोगों के अंदर. उन्होंने बोला था कि हर इंसान के अंदर रीजन भी है, एपेटाइट भी है, and everyone is equal, everyone is driven by passion, everybody is power seeking, everybody is selfish. ये मतलब सभी के लिए जनरलाइज करा था हॉब्स ने. सिमिलर कॉन्सेप्ट लॉक ने दिया था कि एवरी मैन और वुमन इज अ टैबुला रासा, मतलब हर कोई क्लीन स्लेट से चालू करता है, एंड ही लर्न्स बाय लुकिंग एट द ऑब्जर्वेशन एंड हियर एंड देयर. तो ये दो थिंकर्स को हम क्रेडिट कर सकते हैं थोड़ा सा ओरिजिन के लिए. And in this sense, it is called a modern concept. ठीक है. और कुछ याद आ रहा है क्या वीडियो से, अगर किसी ने पहला वीडियो देखा है तो, फर्स्ट पार्ट ऑफ द वीडियो?
पहले वीडियो से तो मतलब कि ठीक है, सब कुछ वो हो गया है
यार. एक स्कॉलर है ना, वो नहीं हुआ है जो नीचे मैंने लिखा था ना अभी थोड़ी देर पहले, कोहेन या जो भी था वो.
जीए कोहेन जो है ना वेलफेयर इगैलिटेरियन है, और रोएमर भी है.
वो बेसिकली सर ने क्या बोला था कि मॉडर्न टाइम्स में 3 पार्ट में डिवाइड करते हैं वो. एक तो रिसोर्स इगैलिटेरियन, हाँ डिस्ट्रीब्यूटिव रिसोर्स इगैलिटेरियन, और
ऐसे है 2 पार्ट है. पहले तो डिस्ट्रीब्यूटिव इगैलिटेरियन एंड सोशल इगैलिटेरियन. तो सोशल तो हम लोग पढ़ ही रहे जो भी है. डिस्ट्रीब्यूटिव में 3 पार्ट है, 3 ग्रुप्स है. उसमें एक है रिसोर्स इगैलिटेरियन जो कि अभी पढ़े, डॉर्किन का और रॉल्स का. वेलफेयर इगैलिटेरियन जो कोहेन और रोएमर है, और कैपेबिलिटी वाले हैं सेन और मार्था नुसबाम है. तो
वेलफेयर इगैलिटेरियन कहाँ पढ़ा है?
सोशल नहीं, सोशल अभी नहीं, वहां से भी नहीं देखे. सोशल इगैलिटेरियन क्या कहते हैं?
सोशल इगैलिटेरियन वो सोशलिस्ट वाला है वो. मतलब देखो ये जो बाकी ये जो 3 इगैलिटेरियन स्कूल देखे ना, दे आर फोकसिंग मेन ऑन डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन ऑफ रिसोर्सेस ऑफ वेलफेयर एंड एक और क्या था, कैपेबिलिटी। ये 3 चीजों के रिसोर्स पे फोकस करते हैं। बट सोशलिस्ट वगैरह ना एक ब्रॉडर कंसेप्ट लेके आते हैं, सोशल इक्वालिटी हो गया, सब तरह का इक्वालिटी लेके आते हैं वो।
हाँ, कोहेन जो वेलफेयर इगलिटेरियन है ना, वो कहते प्रेफरेंसेस को सेटिस्फाई करो, प्रेफरेंसेस जिनका जैसा है तो उनका वैसा करेंगे, मतलब प्लीजर टाइप का होता है ना थोड़ा सा। तो यहाँ पर वेलफेयर वो इगलिटेरियन तो है, लेकिन प्रेफरेंसेस है, टेक्निकल टर्म यही है कि ही गोज फॉर प्रेफरेंसेस सेटिस्फैक्शन।
ठीक है। अच्छा, किसी ने सेकंड वीडियो देखा है क्या? एनीबॉडी हैज सीन सेकंड वीडियो? मतलब किसी ने नहीं देखा है तो ठीक है, घर जाके देख लेंगे। रिकॉर्डिंग स्टॉप कर लूं सर मैं, या किसी और को ऐड करना है? डज एनीबॉडी वांट टू ऐड एनीथिंग?
ऐड कर सकता हूं। हाँ, मैं कह रहा हूँ कि इंडियन व्यू जो है तो वो स्टार्ट होता है प्रीएम्बल से, और प्रीएम्बल क्लियरली लिख रहा है कि वी वांट टू गिव इक्वालिटी ऑफ अपॉर्चुनिटी। सो अगर हमको कहीं पे अपना व्यू लेना है तो इक्वालिटी ऑफ अपॉर्चुनिटी वुड बी आवर यार्डस्टिक। ये मैं ऐड कर रहा
हूं। इसका काउंटर पॉइंट ये भी है ना कि डीपीएसपी में क्लियरली सोशियो इकोनॉमिक इक्वालिटी पे देता है इंडियन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन, बट उस टाइम पे रिसोर्सेस नहीं थे अपने पास, इसीलिए वो कर नहीं पाए। तो इंडियन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन होलिस्टिक आइडिया था इक्वालिटी का।
थोड़ा वो जो इक्वालिटी ऑफ अपॉर्चुनिटी लिखा है ना प्रियम्बल में, वो थोड़ा डिफरेंट कॉन्टेक्स्ट से, वो कॉन्टेक्स्ट थोड़ा डिफरेंट है, और हम जो पढ़ रहे हैं यहाँ पे इक्वालिटी ऑफ अपॉर्चुनिटी रॉल्स में, वो डिफरेंट है। रॉल्स में जो बताया गया है ना, वो मेरिट के लिए इक्वालिटी ऑफ अपॉर्चुनिटी बताया गया है। ओके, मतलब मेरिट को बेस रख के। और प्रियम्बल में जो इक्वालिटी ऑफ अपॉर्चुनिटी बताया ना, that is inclusive, everything should be get included and everything should get an opportunity। वो उस सेंस है थोड़ा सा, तो कंफ्यूज नहीं करना चाहिए हमें ये चीजें, वो एक दूसरे को थोड़ा सा दूर दूर ही रखे, ये दोनों चीजें मिक्स ना करें।
हाँ, एक्चुअली जॉन रॉल्स वेयर गिविंग थ्योरी फॉर हिज ग्रैंड आइडिया ऑफ जस्टिस। तो उन्होंने प्राइमरी गुड्स के डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन को फोकस करा कि वो वर्किंग इनिशियल मतलब दे आर ऑल थियोराइजिंग ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ इमेजिन्ड सोशल इमेजिन्ड नेचर, स्टेट ऑफ नेचर। तो दोज आर क्रूड थिंग्स, मीन्स सिंपलिस्टिक थिंग्स, but actually constitution had to offer the substantive things to their population people, so they have not to be based on Dworkin or Rawls, rather Rawls came later. So here they have to give the substantive things through practical means, but we can see that finds its reflections, means Rawls idea and Dworkin's idea finds their reflections in Indian constitution under article 15, 16, 14 like things।
ठीक है, एनीथिंग एल्स एनीबडी वांट्स टू ऐड? शानू सर कुछ ऐड करना है क्या आपको? श्रीकांत?
नहीं सर।
ओके, मैं रिकॉर्डिंग स्टॉप करता हूँ, एक सेकेंड।